Most of the time when I see seniors, it's, all right, here's my resume, all these different experiences, how can I put it together in the best possible package? What is a cover letter? A lot of them have never written one before. How am I going to talk to my old employer? What would be ways in which I might be able to tap my existing network? How do I approach people when I'm trying to ask them for a job or ask them if they have any leads? When a student is coming into our office and they're looking to try and figure out either career direction or choose a major, we can give them online resources. Books are still used once in a while. Student professional organizations. We also encourage them to take a lot of different courses to get exposure. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been able to work on your resume. So at this point, we've got two pretty good rough drafts, one for the International Affairs and one for the American Sign Language. So it looks like all we have to do here is add in your International Affairs courses. When I'm working with a student, regardless of their major, instead of asking them where have you been, I talk about where are you going, where do you want this document to go, so that it can be really targeted. So with Caitlin, her potential directions were very different. American Sign Language and doing something that would have an international focus, such as the Foreign Service Office, so different that she needed two completely different resumes.
Having one resume just wasn't practical. I couldn't highlight the things that I wanted to highlight. So we sort of split them off into two and just sort of changed the focus to tailor each of them.
Yeah, it's amazing. These activities are completely different now. We have the interpreting club and secretary of the club and the festival that you worked at, and then over here we're talking about how you did that plus working as the interpreter for the play. And then for the International Affairs, we did a separate language section. I'm so impressed because you've got the proficient in American Sign Language, you've got beginner Arabic, intermediate Spanish, and beginner Japanese. A lot of students don't realize how many skills they have. You have to start having a conversation and maybe even do an exercise with them, and then they start to realize, oh, okay, you know, I mean, that time that I negotiated with my brother to sell his car was actually, you know, I developed some skills there and communication skills. They've learned them in all different environments. So one of the things we get to do is help them see, wow, you have a whole slew of skills that you can bring into a work environment.
I just graduated college, and so I'm currently in the process of trying to look for a job, but more than that, trying to find out what my career path should be.
You know you want to have a little more challenge in your work. Maybe back up and tell me a little bit about, you went into film and TV. What were sort of your expectations with that major? What were you hoping to be able to do?
That would be a really creative process that's essentially that people would come to you with a problem. Let's say we don't know how to promote this certain product. Let's say we don't know how to promote lollipops or something like that, like these new lollipop commercials that are out there. How are we going to advertise these to a certain viewership?
So with Joe, he's had a number of really great undergraduate experiences in terms of his internships. He got exposed to a lot of different areas, and he even got a chance to learn what he doesn't like. At this point, he probably needs to do a little bit more investigation, talk to some people in different fields. He's got interests in marketing, interest in copywriting, interest in production and film and TV, and so maybe a little bit more exploration so he can fine-tune where he wants to head. One of the things we'll do a little bit later is I'll take you online. I'll show you some specific websites. I mean, right now you're using some general job boards, but I can also show you some specific ones that are for the media, so we'll do that piece. Sounds like you've already tapped in with alums. That's a great place.
I'm finding out things I do like about it and things I don't like about it, and that's the more important thing, is to understand where better focused I should be within that process. I love creative problem solving, and so it's trying to find a perfect fit for that.
Outside of the major, I have friends who, you know, wanted to do biochem or econ or something like that, and I think it's sort of fluid at this point. I know a lot of people who are really focused, but at the same time, you can kind of know what you want and still not know exactly. It's kind of the beauty of college, I guess, and also the stress.
The way our kind of economy works these days, or the way things are, you don't have to stay in a position for 10 years anymore. It's okay to be in a job for a year or two and then do something else. So I think that can take some of the fear away. You don't have to do this forever. Let's just see. I know you don't know exactly what you want, but let's see what would make sense for you to try right now.